They are called green on blue attacks, when Afghan soldiers or police turn their weapons on coalition forces. And it's happening more and more often, including this weekend with the most dramatic attack against the U.S. possibly during the entire Afghanistan war. This is a reality check you won't see anywhere else. Let's begin tonight by talking about what happened in Afghanistan over the weekend. 10 p.m. Friday night, 15 enemy fighters got into Camp Bastion. Dressed in U.S. Army uniforms, they cut their way through the outer wire, then blew a hole through the base wall. Armed with automatic weapons, RPGs, and suicide vests, they split into teams. One team went for the Harrier jet fighters, another for the fueling stations, and a third for the helicopters. Within just 30 minutes, the damage was done. 2 U.S. Marines were killed in that attack, 8 fighter jets destroyed, and the cost of all the damage, which of course is secondary to those Marines' lives, $200 million. But that's not all. Over the weekend, in a remote area near the border with Pakistan, 4 U.S. soldiers were killed by men in Afghan National Police uniforms. Of course, Afghan military and police killing U.S. and NATO soldiers is not new. But it certainly raises the question, why is the U.S. planning to keep soldiers in Afghanistan for another decade after the supposed end of the war? It's a question I asked President Obama himself when I interviewed him one-on-one just a couple of weeks ago. Is it worth it for us to retain American lives there, Americans who were being killed by these Afghan soldiers they're supposed to be training? Shouldn't we just bring all those troops home, or do we stay another 10 years?
Well, keep in mind, we're not planning to stay another 10 years. This war will be over in 2014. What we've said is we'll partner with Afghans, just as we partner with a whole bunch of countries all around the world.
Now let's stop there, because what the president just said there is misleading. Yes, the official combat operation ends in 2014, but an agreement signed by President Obama and Afghan President Hamid Karzai keeps the U.S. deeply involved in Afghanistan until at least 2024. Under that agreement, the U.S. has said it expects to keep about 20,000 troops in Afghanistan after 2014 to mentor and to train the Afghan National Security Forces while also taking part in counterterrorism operations. The agreement also says the U.S. will continue to fund that 352,000-strong Afghan security forces after 2014. The U.S. officials have said they expect to pay about $4 billion a year for all this. Now the rest of what President Obama said.
The recent spate of what are called green on blue attacks, where folks who are at least in Afghan police or military uniforms end up attacking us, is something that's deeply troubling, and our Joint Chiefs are spending a lot of time on. Keep in mind, though, there are 300,000 Afghan soldiers that are partnering with us. And so even one attack like this is one too many.
And on the numbers there, the president is correct. The number of these green on blue attacks are statistically low in comparison with the number of troops on the ground. But that's not the whole story. According to coalition forces, in 2007 and 2008, there were a combined total of 4 attacks and 4 deaths in what are called insider attacks, or those green on blue attacks. 2010, it was 11 attacks and 20 deaths. 2011, 21 attacks and 35 deaths. And so far in 2012, 36 attacks this year, killing 51 NATO members, most of them Americans. So what you need to know is that the attacks on U.S. forces by Afghan military and police this year, more than the last 2 years combined. It's what you call trending. So what do the trends tell us? More Afghan soldiers each year and more Afghan police killing our troops than ever before. The attacks on U.S. bases more brazen and doing more damage. And the Taliban stronger than ever. A situation that should make every American question what we just spent the last 10 years doing. And that is Reality Check. Now, if you'd like to make your voice heard on this story, you can head over to my Facebook page. As always, you can find it by searching Ben Swann, WXIX. There's also another outlet for you. You can call the Fox 19 rant line. We would love your feedback on this Reality Check, but just on Reality Check in general. What do you think about it? The number's on your screen, 513-655-7268, or rant.